Admiral James Harrison stood at the bridge of the EFS Vanguard, humanity's most advanced diplomatic vessel, watching the massive Carthaxian warship emerge from Fold space. After centuries of searching the stars, humanity had finally made contact with an advanced civilization. The ship's dark purple hull seemed to absorb nearby starlight, its organic-looking architecture unlike anything human engineers had conceived. "Transmission incoming, Admiral," Lieutenant Raj Patel announced from his communications station. "Their language patterns match nothing in our database, but the AI is adapting quickly." Harrison straightened his uniform. 25 years of service had prepared him for this moment. Or so he thought. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing a towering figure with iridescent scales and multiple sets of eyes arranged in a hexagonal pattern. The universal translator began its work, converting the alien's harmonic speech into English. "We are the Carthaxian Dominion," the figure announced. "Your species has entered restricted space. Prepare for inspection." Harrison maintained his diplomatic composure. "I am Admiral James Harrison of the Earth Federation ship Vanguard. We come in peace and wish to establish diplomatic relations." The next few weeks proved surprisingly productive. The Carthaxians, despite their intimidating appearance, seemed genuinely interested in cultural exchange. Their representative, High Commander Zyxtal, shared insights about their vast empire spanning thousands of star systems. Dr. Nadia Volkov, the Vanguard's chief xenobiologist, worked tirelessly with her team to understand their new allies. "Their technological advancement is remarkable," she reported during a staff meeting. "But something feels off about their willingness to share it." Harrison had similar reservations, but the potential benefits of this alliance were too great to ignore. The Carthaxians offered medical technologies that could extend human lifespans by centuries, energy systems that could power entire continents, and FTL drives far superior to humanity's current capabilities. Then came the day everything changed. The Vanguard sensors detected massive energy signatures as dozens of Carthaxian warships dropped out of Fold space around them. High Commander Zyxtal's next transmission chilled Harrison to his core. "Your species has proven useful in studying human psychological responses to deception," the alien announced. "Your tendency toward trust despite evolutionary preservation instincts is fascinating. The data gathered will prove invaluable in our continued expansion." "What is the meaning of this?" Harrison demanded, though he already knew. They had walked right into a trap. "Your colonies have already been catalogued," Zyxtal continued. "They will serve as excellent testing grounds for our new weapons systems. Your species' resistance will provide valuable combat data." The Vanguard shuddered as the first salvos struck their shields. Harrison's training kicked in. "All hands to battle stations. Launch emergency buoys to Earth Command. We will not go quietly." The next hours were chaos. The Vanguard's advanced shields, humanity's pride, collapsed under weapons they had never encountered. Yet Harrison's crew fought with everything they had. Lieutenant Patel managed to launch the warning buoys before a plasma burst melted his station. Dr. Volkov used her knowledge of Carthaxian biology to suggest vulnerabilities, allowing their weapons to have at least some effect. The ship's AI, Aria, worked frantically to analyze the enemy's attack patterns, providing precious seconds of advantage here and there. But it wasn't enough. As the bridge filled with smoke and emergency lighting cast red shadows across fallen crew members, Harrison made his final decision. "Aria, initiate Protocol Omega. Send everything we've learned about them in the final burst transmission. Encryption level maximum." "Understood, Admiral," the AI responded. "It has been an honor." Harrison looked at his surviving bridge crew, scared but determined faces that represented the best of humanity. "We may fall here, but we will give Earth a fighting chance. All power to weapons. Target their command ship." The Vanguard, mortally wounded, turned to face the massive Carthaxian flagship. Their final act of defiance would become legend, the first human ship to score significant damage against the mighty Carthaxian Empire. The explosion from their antimatter core breach took 3 enemy ships with them. As the warning buoys raced toward Earth at FTL speeds, they carried not just tactical data, but a message that would ignite humanity's resolve: they expect us to submit. Show them humanity's strength. Show them we never surrender. The message reached Earth 2 weeks later. By then, the Carthaxian attack fleets were already on their way to the outer colonies. But thanks to the sacrifice of the Vanguard and her crew, humanity would not face this threat blind. The greatest war in human history was about to begin, and Earth would show the galaxy that humanity's greatest strength emerged when facing extinction. Secrets of the Valiance. As Jace and his away team disembarked from the Odyssey, they were greeted by a delegation of Valiants. The aliens were tall and slender, with smooth, iridescent skin that shimmered in the soft light of their planet's twin moons. Their large, almond-shaped eyes seemed to hold an ancient wisdom, and Jace couldn't help but feel humbled in their presence. The Valiant leader, a female named Zara, stepped forward to welcome the humans. Her melodic voice echoed in their minds, a testament to the telepathic abilities of her species. "Greetings, Captain Riker. We have been expecting you." Jace bowed his head in respect. "Thank you for agreeing to meet with us, Zara. I come on behalf of the United Earth Federation, seeking your aid in our fight against the Zorgans." Zara's expression remained impassive. "We are aware of your conflict, Captain. But the Valiants have long stayed out of the affairs of other races. What makes you believe we would break our isolation to help humanity?" Jace took a deep breath, choosing his words carefully. "I understand your reluctance, Zara. But the Zorgans are not just a threat to humanity, they seek to dominate the entire galaxy. If they succeed, no one will be safe, not even the Valiants." Zara considered his words for a moment before gesturing for the humans to follow her. As they walked through the Valiant city, Jace marveled at the breathtaking architecture and advanced technology that surrounded them. Floating buildings, connected by shimmering energy bridges, seemed to defy gravity. Holographic displays and sleek vehicles hinted at a level of scientific achievement far beyond anything humanity had ever seen. Zara led them to a large, circular chamber deep within the heart of the city. As they entered, Jace felt a sudden pressure in his mind, as if someone was gently probing his thoughts. Zara's voice echoed in his head once more. "This is the Chamber of Memories, Captain. Here, we will share with you the tragic history of our people, and the reason for our isolation." Suddenly, the chamber was filled with vivid images and emotions, projected directly into the minds of the human visitors. They saw the once thriving Valiant civilization, a beacon of peace and knowledge in the galaxy. But then the Zorgans came, their ships darkening the skies of Valiant worlds, their weapons unleashing unimaginable destruction. The Valiants fought bravely, their psionic abilities and advanced technology allowing them to hold their own against the Zorgan onslaught. But the cost was too high. Entire cities were reduced to rubble, millions of lives lost in the brutal conflict. In the end, the Valiants were forced to retreat, hiding themselves away to preserve what was left of their species. As the visions faded, Jace found himself overwhelmed with empathy for the Valiants. He understood their pain, their fear of being drawn into another devastating war. But he also saw an opportunity for their two races to stand together against a common enemy. "Zara," Jace said, his voice heavy with emotion. "I am deeply sorry for what your people have endured. But I believe that together, we can end the Zorgan threat once and for all. Humanity is resilient and determined, and with your knowledge and abilities, we could turn the tide of this war." Zara was silent for a long moment, her eyes searching Jace's face. Finally, she spoke. "Your words have moved me, Captain Riker. Perhaps it is time for the Valiants to stand with humanity against the darkness that threatens us all. We will train your people in our ways, share our technology, and fight alongside you to bring an end to the Zorgan menace." Jace felt a surge of hope and gratitude. The alliance he had sought was now a reality, and with it, a chance to save his people and the galaxy from the Zorgans' tyranny. As he shook Zara's hand, sealing their newfound partnership, he knew that the path ahead would be difficult. But with the Valiants by their side, humanity would never surrender. Turning the tide. In the weeks that followed, the alliance between humanity and the Valiants grew stronger with each passing day. Valiant instructors worked tirelessly to train human soldiers in the ways of psionic combat, honing their mental abilities to create formidable warriors capable of matching the Zorgans' might. Jace watched with pride as his crew and fellow humans mastered techniques that had once seemed impossible. Telekinesis, telepathic communication, and energy manipulation became valuable tools in their arsenal, giving them a newfound edge against their enemies. As the training progressed, Zara and her team of valiant scientists shared their advanced technology with the human engineers. Together, they developed new weapons and defenses, combining the best of both civilizations to create a force to be reckoned with. The Odyssey underwent a major overhaul, its systems upgraded with valiant technology. The ship's hull was reinforced with a near-indestructible alloy, while its weapons were enhanced to deliver devastating psionic blasts. The once battered vessel now stood as a symbol of the Alliance's strength and determination. With their forces bolstered and their resolve unbreakable, Jace and Zara devised a plan to take the fight to the Zorgans. They targeted key Zorgan strongholds, aiming to disrupt supply lines and weaken their grip on the galaxy. The first strike came as a surprise to the Zorgans, who had grown complacent in their dominance. A combined fleet of human and valiant ships, led by the Odyssey, emerged from hyperspace near a heavily fortified Zorgan outpost. The ensuing battle was fierce, with losses on both sides, but the Alliance's superior tactics and technology proved decisive. News of the victory spread like wildfire across the galaxy, igniting hope in the hearts of those who had long suffered under Zorgan rule. Emboldened by their success, Jace and Zara pressed on, liberating planet after planet from the oppressor's grasp. The Zorgans, now on the defensive, grew increasingly desperate. They launched vicious counterattacks, employing ever more ruthless tactics in an attempt to crush the burgeoning rebellion. But the Alliance held strong, their unity and determination unwavering in the face of adversity. As the war raged on, Jace and Zara found themselves drawn to each other, their bond forged in the heat of battle and the shared desire for a better future. They became not just allies, but friends and confidants, each drawing strength from the other's presence. In a pivotal moment, the Alliance received intelligence of a massive Zorgan armada massing near the human colony of New Eden. The Zorgans, it seemed, were preparing for a final, devastating assault that would crush the resistance once and for all. Jace and Zara knew that this was their chance to deliver a crippling blow to the Zorgan war machine. They gathered their forces, pooling every available ship and soldier for what would be the most significant battle of the war. As the Allied fleet approached New Eden, they were greeted by a sight that struck fear into even the bravest hearts. The Zorgan armada stretched as far as the eye could see, a seemingly endless sea of warships bristling with weapons. But the Alliance did not falter, their resolve only hardening in the face of such overwhelming odds. Jace stood on the bridge of the Odyssey, his eyes locked on the view screen as he addressed his crew and the Allied forces. "This is the moment we've been fighting for," he declared, his voice steady and strong. "Today, we stand united against tyranny, ready to fight for the freedom and future of the galaxy. Remember, surrender is not an option. We will prevail, or we will die trying." With those words, the Alliance charged into battle, their ships blazing with the light of 1,000 suns as they met the Zorgan armada head-on. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and the courage of humanity and the Valiants would be put to the ultimate test. The final stand. The battle over New Eden raged with a ferocity that shook the very fabric of space. The Allied forces, united in their determination, fought with a skill and bravery that struck fear into the hearts of the Zorgans. Psionic energy crackled across the void as human and valiant warriors unleashed their newfound powers, tearing through enemy ships with devastating precision. At the heart of the conflict, the Odyssey danced through the chaos, its upgraded weapons and defenses making it a force to be reckoned with. Jace stood at the helm, his mind linked with Zara's through a powerful telepathic bond, allowing them to coordinate their attacks with uncanny efficiency. As the battle wore on, the Zorgon's numerical advantage began to take its toll. Allied ships fell under the relentless onslaught, their crews making the ultimate sacrifice in defense of their cause. But for every ship lost, the Alliance fought back harder, their resolve only strengthening in the face of adversity. In a daring move, Jace and Zara led a strike team onto the Zorgon flagship, a monstrous vessel that dwarfed even the Odyssey in size. Fighting their way through hordes of Zorgon warriors, they battled towards the ship's main reactor, intent on dealing a crippling blow to the enemy's command structure. As they neared their target, they were confronted by the Zorgon High Commander, a towering figure clad in impenetrable armor. The ensuing duel was the stuff of legends, with Jace and Zara's psionic abilities matched against the High Commander's raw strength and cunning. In a final, desperate act, Jace unleashed a massive psionic blast, channeling every ounce of his energy into a single, devastating attack. The High Commander's armor shattered under the onslaught, and the Zorgon leader fell, his reign of terror finally at an end. With the High Commander defeated, Jace and Zara overloaded the flagship's reactor, setting off a chain reaction that tore the vessel apart from within. They barely escaped the exploding ship, their own lives hanging in the balance as they were pulled to safety by a daring rescue team. The destruction of the Zorgon flagship turned the tide of the battle. Deprived of their leader and their most powerful vessel, the Zorgon forces fell into disarray. The Allied ships pressed their advantage, driving the enemy back until, at last, the Zorgons had no choice but to surrender. In the aftermath of the battle, the Alliance stood victorious, their sacrifices and bravery having won the day. The galaxy, so long oppressed by the Zorgons, now looked to a future of freedom and hope. Jace and Zara, their bond forged in the crucible of war, stood hand in hand as they watched the Allied forces celebrate their triumph. They knew that the road ahead would not be easy, that rebuilding the shattered worlds left in the Zorgons' wake would take time and effort. But they also knew that, together, there was nothing they could not overcome. As the Odyssey set course for Earth, ready to bring the news of their victory to a waiting population, Jace looked out at the stars, a smile on his face. Humanity, once on the brink of annihilation, had proven itself a force to be reckoned with. And with the Valiants by their side, they would face whatever challenges the future might bring, united in their determination to build a better galaxy for all. A new dawn. In the years that followed the defeat of the Zorgons, the alliance between humanity and the Valiants only grew stronger. Together, they worked tirelessly to rebuild the worlds ravaged by war, their combined knowledge and resources transforming barren wastelands into thriving centers of life and commerce. Under the guidance of leaders like Jace and Zara, the galaxy entered a new era of peace and prosperity. The Galactic Council, a governing body made up of representatives from all member species, was formed to ensure that the mistakes of the past would never be repeated. The Council worked to promote understanding and cooperation between civilizations, fostering a spirit of unity that had once seemed impossible. As for Jace and Zara, their love for each other blossomed in the years after the war. They were married in a ceremony that brought together humans and Valiants alike, a symbol of the unbreakable bond between their two peoples. Together, they continued to serve as leaders and diplomats, their wisdom and compassion guiding the galaxy towards a brighter future. The Odyssey, now a symbol of hope and freedom, became a beacon for those seeking to explore the stars. Its crew, made up of the best and brightest from across the galaxy, embarked on missions of discovery and diplomacy, seeking out new worlds and civilizations to bring into the fold of the Galactic Council. As the years turned into decades, the legacy of the Alliance and the sacrifices made by those who fought against the Zorgons lived on. Children across the galaxy grew up learning about the heroes who had stood against tyranny, their names and deeds becoming the stuff of legend. Jace and Zara, now in the twilight of their lives, looked back on all they had accomplished with a sense of pride and fulfillment. They had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, their love and their faith in each other and their allies never wavering. And as they watched their children and grandchildren take up the mantle of leadership, they knew that the future of the galaxy was in good hands. In the end, the story of humanity and the Valiant served as a testament to the power of unity, courage, and the indomitable spirit of those who refused to surrender in the face of even the greatest of challenges. Their legacy would endure, a shining example of what could be achieved when different peoples put aside their differences and worked together towards a common goal. And so, as the stars continued to shine down upon a galaxy at peace, the tale of Jace, Zara, and the alliance that changed everything became a part of the tapestry of history, a reminder to all of the strength and resilience of the sentient spirit. For in the face of adversity, when all seemed lost, they had proven that surrender was truly unthinkable, and that the power to change the course of destiny lay within the hearts of those who dared to dream of a better tomorrow.